I've got the chills as I've got good news to share with you. It looks like we've got a market rally. Atkins has been sworn in. XRP seeing some good moves.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And we're going to beat Papa John's. They've got 46,100 subs, and we have 44,231. Ooh, we just got one. Can't make that up. Hit that subscribe button so we beat Papa John's, and then we're going after Little Squeezers, who's got 63.5. But before we get onto the rally that seems to be happening, that's right, BTC's breaking 91, XRP's 217. Whoa, Klaus. Your comments come first. Yes, you, the viewer, matter most. Fabio Mussolari says BTC touched 88. No, BTC touched even higher. That's how quick this action is happening. Seems like a good sign. I'm confident we will have another bull run in the summer. What if we have a spring bull run? Spring ain't over yet. Brian Kwastik says Oregon state government is now using the drugs they made legal. Well done there, Brian. Yeah, it is all about control. Yuck 1001 says the WEF replacement is even worse. Former Nestle CEO. Yeah, the water statement guy. It is disgusting. Brian Emaker says another globalist scumbag. Correct. And correct, the market's green. I've got nutso news for you. Real competition to Swift. XRP news, along with Bitcoin sitting at 91,057, ETH is 1713, Sola 145, while XP's at 217, BNB at 611, while Swee's at 241, deep in the green. Doge deep in the green as well, up 7% here at 17.2. Let's get right into it. Trump attends swearing in of Paul Atkins as the SEC chair. All right. Now we can start getting down to business because we got the big guy at the SEC in the seat. This opens up the door for regs and all that. But before we can get regs, what do we need? We need Congress to get to work. Look, I've checked the schedules. Nothing's been updated. We're looking at May, okay, for stablecoin regs. Rest of crypto, it's not even on the calendar yet. So you're looking at like June, July at the earliest. Paul Atkins was officially sworn in on April 21st as the new chairman of the SEC, with Trump attending the ceremony. And wait till you hear the debanking news about Trump. Trump was debanked. This is nuts. Atkins, who was previously served as the SEC commissioner from 2002 to 2008, is known for his pro-market deregulatory stance, traits that have historically put him at odds with regulatory hawks. More recently, Atkins has become a prominent advocate for regulatory clarity in the digital asset space. We need clarity. Let's just be honest here, okay? We don't know if the stuff is a commodity, a security. We want what, everyone? We want juicy yields too. You park your cash at a bank, you get yield. Why not park in your crypto somewhere? You should get yield. That's right. So that's good news. Market rally is good news. The video I had earlier today was good news. Oh, Klaus, you only bring bad news. No. Maybe you only click on the thumbs subliminally that are bad news, haters. But for the likers out there, hello. Buenos dias, senors and senoritas. Let's get into Trump getting debanked. Then let's get on to what, everyone? Let's get on to a whole new thing when it comes to what? Oh, yes, a replacement for Swift. Ew, I'm going to lock that one. All right, Trump debanked his DeFi revenge. Listen to this, all right? Following his presidency, multiple banks ended their relationship with Trump. Critics have described this as debanking. Yeah, it's obviously debanking, okay? The financial isolation Trump faced was hardly subtle. Remember, Brad Garlinghouse got debanked as well. After leaving office in 2021, numerous banks systematically closed his accounts and terminated long-standing financial relationships with him. Bank United closed 2 money market accounts worth approximately $5 million without an explanation. Signature Bank terminated 2 personal accounts holding about $5 million. Deutsche Bank halted all new business engagements with the Trump organization. But wait a minute. Wasn't Deutsche Bank the one that did business with Epstein? Okay. Professional Bank completely ended its relationship with Trump's businesses and affiliates. Capital One closed over 300 accounts. Stripe ceased payment processing services, significantly disrupting. Okay, so my point here is that banks were debanking a bunch of players out there. Banks were being used as a tool to go after people politically. Banks were used as a tool to go after crypto players. So it makes sense that Trump aligns with the crypto people because they were both targeted by another group of people. Now, I want to swing this on over to the Swift thread. This is really, really wild, okay? You want some utility and usage in crypto? Yo, I've got it for you. Then I've got an XRP story, and then we're gonna talk about price action a little bit. Happy Thirsty Tuesday. Yes, I got the date right today. Thank you very much. Circle Payments Network to become crypto's answer to Swift. This is wild. Stablecoin issuer Circle has announced it will launch the Circle Payments Network, CPN, a real-time cross-border settlement network to support the growth of stablecoin transactions. Described by USDC issuer as the next step in Circle's evolution, the CPN will aim to connect financial institutions such as banks, neobanks, payment service providers, and digital asset companies to perform seamless transactions with various stablecoins. The CPN will work in a manner similar to SWIFT, but will support stablecoin and cryptocurrency cross-border payments to help better connect companies to adopt digital currencies. Hot! That's what we want. We want usage. Stablecoins. We're getting the regs here in May, okay? I told you earlier, all right? The House and the Senate, they're a little slow. And even if you live outside the United States, trust me, you want the United States money here. Circle cited issues of cross-border payments that can still take longer than one business day to settle, costing more than 6%. Actually, the rates are way higher than that. Rates are as high as 14% on cross-border payments. Impacting emerging markets, limiting global competitiveness. Basically, what happens is it stops the global flow of money. And when you have issues like you do now, where you have some regions lowering rates, some regions keeping rates higher, some regions even raising rates, and people want to invest money, they want to invest money where it's favorable for them too, right? Like if you're going to buy a car and you can choose to shop for a car wherever you want, wouldn't you shop for a car where the rates would be in your favor, right? Wouldn't you want to pay 4% for a car instead of maybe 8% for a car? Like, you see what I'm saying? So players that are investing in the world, don't they want to go where rates are going to be more favorable? You see what I mean? So that's what you're seeing right here. When it comes to moving money, what Circle is saying is, yo, we can break down those barriers. We can make it where you can invest wherever you want as long as it's within this network that we offer payments through. And we can move that money near instantaneously and safely. That's freaking awesome. That is freaking cool. That is utility, and stables and cryptos are the answer. Okay, XRP community issued critical alert. Now this is a very specific one. I'm sharing this. It's all linked down below. It might only apply to a few, but remember, I just want to share the news so that in case anyone it affects, you can get caught on it. Remember, I brought up the Celsius story a long time ago, and people are like, bro, why are you bringing this up? Because there were actually a few people that were viewers that were caught when Celsius went bankrupt. And I was actually able to bring that story up as it happened to keep those people informed. So, like, I know sometimes these are very small, like, niche stories, but affects some of you out there, and I think that's why I try to bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad, so that we catch people. Okay, the XP community has received a critical security alert following a recent tweet by security platform Atkins Security. In a tweet, Atkins Security said that it discovered a backdoor. Wonder when the wife gets home. In an official XPL NPM package, a popular library for integrating JavaScript, TypeScript. Okay, look. If you are into this stuff here and you're part of this whole thing, in terms of this project, it's all linked in the description below. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds. It all has to do with whatever, okay? It's all linked down there. Use your time to do it. Cool. All right, let's talk XP price, because as you can see, there's some green up on the screen. And look at this. You see these inflection points right here? Yeah, baby, it's for like everyone all at the same time. That's America. America titties. Here's the problem, though. They're little. They're like A-cup titties. And it didn't seem to last, which kind of sucked. I mean, I know. The move just happened. I know. Let's zoom into the 15-minute candlestick so we can see what it looked like. But when I got the alert on my phone, you know what I mean? Because I did set my alert-a-bronies up. When I got the alert, I started looking at the stuff. And look at this. Boring. And then we start getting some juice. And that's why I brought you the video right away, as we got the juice. Now, we did get pushed back down on the juice. That's kind of a bummer right here. So let's take a look at the old candlestick-aronies. You can see we were dealing with a lot of bit of madness right there. And actually, let's do this. Let's zoom in just a little bit more to the 5 minutes so we could see. Yeah, it's small. It's small pumperoni. It's lowercase p, okay? But what was really cool is we saw the move on BTC breaking the 90,000. It was even higher at the beginning of the video, I know. XRP was getting close to the 220 mark, and I know it's still friend zone, but look at the volume. That's what I talked about in the earlier video. Because of the volume of XRP, more players are playing in the backyard. Volume up 25% nearly to $3 billion. This is what we're talking about. Players wanting to play. Let's look at some of those pairings here. All right, the Binance one is big, right? Up it one's not. Remember, the up it one with the Korean won. Them players like to play when the market's cheap. These players, they like to buy the dip. The up it players like to buy the dip. Binance players, they like to front charts. They just like to buy. These are like the sailor players. They like to buy the top, okay? That's just how that shit goes. XRP price, friend zone. Okay, don't have to really go into too far depth with that, right? It's too high right now to buy because we know we could buy it cheaper. And it's too low right now to sell because we know we could always, sell it for higher because we've seen it's been higher. So, big news in the market is what? SEC head Atkins sworn in, official. Let's start working on those regs. Okay, we'll probably get him in May. Donald Trump was debanked. Who does he have for allies? I don't know. Other debanked people like us crypto people. Brett Garlinghouse was debanked. There you go. You got a little XRPL thing that you might want to pay attention to. That's linked down below. We're getting a little bit of a market pumperoni. Is it going to last? Well, we'll find out because the move just started. But I'll tell you what. The volume is coming back, and that's a good sign. Let's just get some work done with the tariffs. Let's not let Jerome Powell do money printer go burr, and maybe we could keep this rally going. Lowercase r, lowercase r. And you bet your butt we're going to beat Papa John's in the sub, so make sure you hit that sub button. But what do you think about Circle attacking Swift, using stable coins in crypto to make it happen? That's cool and all because it's going after banks and TradeFi. The problem is it's only going to go as far as the regs. And if all we're working on is the executive orders here in the United States, which is the big kid in the room that has all the money, right? And you always want to hang out with the kid that has the money because the kid that has the money has the nice cars. He's got the hot chicks. He's got the best party accessories. He's always got the cool house with the pool. And he's usually got the boat that's parked at the dock. And he's always got the really nice pen reels and stuff like that. The kid's always just got stuff, right? You always want to party and hang out with that kid. And what happens is if all we're working on is executive orders, if the next regime comes in feels the opposite way as the current one, then they can undo all this. And then you're like, oh, shit, man. Well, now what? Well, that's why there's this rush to get the stablecoin regs thing done. And we're definitely going to get that done in time. We're looking at May. If something goes completely bonkers, all right, then we're looking at June. That's cool. That's still, okay, absolute nutso world happens. Shit goes sideways. All right, then July, August. We still got time. We still got quite a few years left in this term to get this stuff done. We still got control left of the House, the Senate, and the presidency to get a stablecoin bill through, right? We still got time. But then we got to think about the rest of the crypto market. And do we have time to do that? Do they have the votes to get that stuff done? Because again, if it's all just executive order, that can all just get undone and then we're back to square one. And then we don't have the rich kid in the room to hang out with, right? Now we're partying at some dude's like apartment and like we have to like kind of be quiet because he's got a neighbor that's pissed and maybe some of the stuff we have isn't like, you know, like too like, you know, cool to have, and then we would get in more trouble and then, you know, like maybe some of our friends, you know, have problems. You see what I mean? Like, no, you want to go party at the house. We're like, yo, they got a gate. Ain't no one coming in here. They ain't no neighbors within like, you know, a quarter mile each direction. That's what you want. So let's see what happens with this. Atkins getting confirmed is obviously the step we've been waiting for. But the rest of this comes from the House and Senate, and they're just not fast. We're also going to see how the debate goes with stablecoins to see what that gives us inkling wise with crypto and what they throw in there too, because you got to remember, House and the Senate are both Republican led right now. Neither the House nor the Senate wants to add pork into bills to get stuff to pass. They don't want to add more to the budget, right? They don't want to make the deficit get bigger and bigger and bigger. That was the big thing they ran on with the election, so they don't want to screw that up. So for them, they're looking at this going, how do we pass this with the least amount of money getting thrown into this stuff? So we're going to see, and I'm going to share it with you. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out, because we're going to be doing live streams regarding that stuff. We're also going to be passing the pizza people. Yep, that's right, Papa John's. We're coming after you. And then after that, we're going to go after little squeezers. That's right. That's how we're going to do it on this channel. And you know how else we do it on this channel? Well, we do it just like this. New viewers, oh, you don't know? Well, this is how every video ends. It ends with me saying one simple phrase. Choo choo bitches.